Hey YouTube, this is Via Ryzen here, and I'm gonna make a video about my controllers. I made a video a couple years ago about my Sega Genesis controllers and the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 controllers. And one of them I actually forgot. Two of them I actually forgot because I had the time, but they were just not in my reach. I just didn't put them in there. The other one I didn't have the console. So let's just start with the two that I actually had. Just an idiot, forgot to do it. First of all, the Sony PlayStation is the original. I actually had the controller without the analogs, just sort of a rectangle. But I think I gave that to my sister. I don't know if she has it anymore or not. Probably not. She likes to give things away. Solid controller. I love actually this controller. This is the controller when I bought this later on to play like other games that need analog. And even the R2 and L2 buttons, they were even bigger than what the one without the analog. This is DualShock 4 DualShock controller original. Even has an analog button. I like to press with the red light. Overall, I actually like this even better than a little bit of the PS2 and the PS3. This is solid, heavy. It feels so good in your hand. I've said this before that I think after the PS1, the PS2 controllers, even some of the PS3, they seem very cheap plastic. You can hear them rattle. They break it very easily. I've actually busted two of the PS2 controllers. One with my sister's. I had to buy a whole new one. That same day I was playing Street Fighter Third Strike, and oh my god, what's his name? Gil? He the bad guy? Oh, he's one tough son of a bitch. But I think this is way better than those ones. Even the D-pad. Well, everything's the same. The D-pad's, but I said in the Sega Genesis controller had the best D-pad ever. That was 5 out of 5. This PS2 and even PS3, even the PS4 has great D-pads. I think this comes close to making that. The feel, texture, everything. This probably won't be used too much. It's kind of a relic. There's really no purpose too much of this controller anymore, but it's good to keep around, look at it. It needs cleaned. I mean, after a while you can see a little dirt on it, but that's the controllers. You gotta wash your hands. The other is my Dreamcast. I actually had a Dreamcast at the time I made that video. I just didn't even put it in. Unique is one of the words I can describe this controller. It does look like that one 3D controller that the Sega Saturn had. They sort of modeled after it. I say unique because I liked the memory card inside. Because when I bought my Dreamcast, I didn't have a memory, and I just bought this Mad Catz memory card unit they put in there. And so far it's worked. It hasn't betrayed me yet. It still has all my save files. A little tough to get in there sometimes. It feels like this tight squeeze. I'm not for sure if it's the Mad Cat, see right there, or it just happens that way. I'm not sure. I don't know about this. I know this is my first controller I've ever seen. It was down before, and you just sort of plug it in on the side and just hold it like this. I could say not a bad controller, but going back to from the Sega Genesis, even that one I'm going to show you next, this D-pad sucks. It is so little, and it's like so sharp corners. I just didn't understand why this exists. And even the analog stick, it's so smooth. I don't know. And the overall feel of it is alright. I like playing games, but you're so close together, your hands, your fingers, and they cramp up so much. I mean, I have a couple fighting games on the Dreamcast that I play all the time. And you just sit there and your hands just like, oh god, I wish they were further back so you actually have more grip. So far, alright, a controller, not the best. Sega, I wish they would have continued, because I would love to see the evolution of what the Dreamcast was going to be and the controller design. Because I think if they stayed around like longer than Xbox and PS2, I'm pretty sure they would have changed this no matter what. People complain, but even put another analog stick. The way, if they just kept going on, they would have had to keep up with the people, to keep up with other systems. But overall, not bad for what it is. 2 out of 5. And we get to this. Sega Saturn. This is actually my second Sega Saturn, controller. I had one that it was alright. It's a third party. I didn't want to bring it out, but it was not this kidney bean shaped. It was more like round. It just felt so hard in your hands. It's like this cheap plastic that had sharp edges. I have no idea why. I mean, but overall, this reminds me, it's just your regular 6-button Sega Genesis controller. I love that one, and this one's great. This would probably be 5 out of 5 because the shoulder buttons, which really have no markings on here, it's just shoulder buttons. They're pretty awesome. Even the buttons are great. These are literally the same design and same buttons you find on a 6-button controller, a Sega Genesis controller. I love the Sega Saturn logo right in the middle. The light's reflecting, you can't really see too much. Overall, this is worth the money I bought. I actually bought it on Amazon. Worth the money. Worth the play. The D-pad is a little bit more plasticky than the rubber feel than the 6-button controller had. But overall, this is great on fighting games, racing games. I have a shooter game. This works. Again, like the Dreamcast, I wish the Sega Saturn, they would have put more money in it, more time, just more everything. I wanted to see the evolution of this stuff. But overall, they didn't. Sega seemed just wanted to move on. I don't think they gave the Sega Saturn, even them, too much. What is the word? Just not their own help, their own cooperation. But overall, pretty good. This is definitely a 4 out of 5. I don't play my Sega Saturn that often because I played my PS4 more, and I just got a 360 game yesterday that I played last night for like 4 hours. I could have put it down. It was pretty awesome. I might do a video of that later. But if you get a Sega Saturn, get this controller if you don't have it. Well, I hope you have this controller. I mean, everyone should. But awesome controller. 4 out of 5. Definitely. I'll try to make another video next week. Maybe of other controllers I have. Probably some of my Nintendo stuff. I am debating. I might actually try to get an off-brand Nintendo system like I had before. Start collecting Nintendos and like Nintendo games. Sorry, and just try to get back into it because I'm more of a Sega guy, but there's a lot of Nintendo games out there, and I might just go ahead and get more of my Nintendo. I have a Wii U, so I'm gonna do a video on that and my thoughts on that stuff because sometimes it's a little puzzling if I even like the Wii or even the Wii U or even some Nintendo stuff. But overall, pretty good. I just wanted to give you my opinion on those 3 Pacific controllers. I have a PS2 controller that's wireless. You just plug it in. I mean, I should show it, but at the same time, it's just your standard PS2 controller that is wireless, and it's pretty good. It keeps the battery life pretty well. I think I could probably get at least, I don't know how many hours, 6, 7 out of the battery. I have to actually count it. Because I don't play my PS2 that often, but I play it enough that the battery is still there. I haven't changed it, but yeah, I really need to talk about it. If you see a PS2 controller or even a wireless, it's the same thing. There's no difference. It's pretty much the PS1, just black and without a wire. Next week, I am going to get, hopefully I'll get 2, but I'm going to actually have 1 collector's edition game next week. I mean, I'm going to do my first unboxing, but my birthday's coming up, and I might get something else that has the collector's edition. So I actually might open both at the same time. And I'm actually going to get another memory card for my camera here, because, oh man, it loses memory so fast. I actually have done this video before, and then I saw this little icon on my camera that I never seen before. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it turns out the memory was dying. I was running out of memory, and then I kept talking, and then suddenly just shut off. I'm like, are you kidding me? Ah. So, oh well. Anyways, YouTube, see you later.